Nessa girl, it's some things we got to talk about with these unruly children. Now, with the creation of smartphones, social media, and this culture that we live in now, where everything is recorded and shared on social media, we are seeing an uptick of students fighting teachers. And I got a question for you. Should teachers be able to fight students back? Want to talk about it? Here it goes. Nessa girl, I had to call you this morning because this is something that's been on my chest, that's been bothering me for a while now. A couple weeks ago, I saw a video on Facebook, and I'm going to try to find it. It was a young girl. She had to be maybe 9th or 10th grade, and she got up in this teacher's face and then ultimately started fighting the teacher. The teacher would not fight back, and the teacher she had some nice size on her. The teacher could have easily put her weight on the girl and beat her up. Ultimately, the girl caused the teacher to fall, and the teacher broke her leg. And the whole time I was watching the video, I was saying to myself, it couldn't be me. Why don't she hit this little girl back? Because she kept doing like this. Kept trying to stop her. And you want to know what the saddest thing was? It was a black woman. In that moment, I could tell that woman was saying, I need my job. Because the way that girl was hitting her in her face, it took the patience of Job to keep from knocking the pretty daylights out of that young lady. Or that vicious animal, as I want to call it. What is y'all feeding y'all children? And how were y'all raising them? And so here's what really pissed me off, because at the end of the video, the teacher ends up falling to the ground. The lady was heavy set and she broke her leg. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, your personal health and safety was placed in danger and you ended up breaking your leg. Listen, this lady was well over 40. You can't be breaking bones at an older age. It will cause all types of problems that will carry you into your elder years that you don't want. All right. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, if she just would have hit that little heifer back or fought her back, she would have prevented herself from breaking her leg. But that lady needed her job. So the question I ask is, should teachers be able to fight students back? Now, I know for a lot of y'all that are parents, that's going to hit y'all in a visceral place, right? Because this new attitude is, nobody better put their hands on mine. Nobody better put their hands on mine. They better call me and let me deal with it. They better call me and I wish somebody would put their hands on mine. I'm going to come out to the school. I'm going to whoop their asses. And all this ignorant nonsense. Keeping in mind, you know what I'm saying? We can all admit that back when our parents went to school and corporal punishment was a thing, society didn't seem to be in the toilet. Now, playing devil's advocate here, I don't know that if in 2023 that I would want to give schools permission to discipline my child either. But this isn't a conversation about corporal punishment and discipline. This is a conversation of protecting one's personal space and one's safety. Should teachers be able to fight students back? So I called one of my homegirls, one of my best friends, Quisha, she a teacher. And I was like, Quee, like, you know, what's the rules for when a student is fighting y'all? And she was saying to me that, you know, we supposed to walk away. We supposed to call security, call for AP. But basically, under no circumstances are you to put your hands on the child. Now, from a school board and a county perspective, I can understand that being the law in their contract, because there is a gray area. Somebody, you know, unjustifiably touches somebody's child and there's a lawsuit. But I was talking to her a couple of days ago, and I think that rule should be amended to reasonable force is allowed when one's personal safety is jeopardized. And, I'm not a lawyer, but some type of vague terminology like that does not automatically cause the teacher to lose her job, but allows for some type of review process to take place if the teacher was to retaliate against the student. Because teachers should not be placed in a situation where students know they can run up in the school, slap them, punch them, spit on them, throw things at them, and there is absolutely nothing they can do about it. That has empowered these students who otherwise would normally be scared of adults. I'm sorry, in the 9th and 10th grade, I'd have been so scared to put my hands on an adult. And like I said, the adult in this situation was bigger than the child. She could have easily towed that little girl behind out the frame. But again, this little girl was emboldened because she knew in her heart of hearts that the teacher really couldn't do anything to her in return. And it caused this woman to break her leg. I know she needed her job. And you know what? Honestly and truthfully, I don't know if she has grounds to sue. But I honestly think in this situation, this particular teacher should be able to sue the school board because she ended up getting her leg broke on the job, and it otherwise would not have been broken had she lawfully been able to protect herself. My question becomes, when does your constitutional rights trump your job, right? Because all things constant, had this woman been in public and had a gun on her, and this girl, let's take age out of the equation. This person was fighting her, and if she feared for her safety, the safety of her family, or her life, she would have been able to shoot her. If somebody is fighting you, if somebody is assaulting you in public, you are allowed to fight back, beat the hell out of them if it comes down to that, not go to jail, not get no charges pressed against you, and it's called self-defense. Why does self-defense not apply to teachers within the school system? And my question is for you parents, I want you to step outside of you're the parent of this child. And I really want y'all to drop down in the comments and answer this. And I know most of y'all raise y'all kids good and your children would never do this. But parents, answer this for me. If you found out that your child ran up on a teacher and started assaulting and fighting the teacher, and when you get called to the school, your child, has a busted lip or scratched on their elbows or arms because you found out that the teacher fought your child back to protect themselves, would you be okay with that? And I really want to know, because I'm not a parent and I'm trying to gauge the mind of parents out here. Now, if you are one of the people who said no, by no means necessary, would you be all right with the teacher fighting your child back? My follow-up question to you then is, place yourself in that teacher situation and please recommend to us what the teacher can do to protect herself, because this woman ended up with a broken leg. She was heavy set, she fell on her leg and it broke. You know what I'm saying? And folks can't afford, now she's out of work. Granted, she may get workman's comp, FMLA and all these other things, but it's still a reduced portion of your salary. Now she's got physical therapy, hospital bills that are about to mount up. She's going to be out of work. Who knows if she's got young children at home that she has to fend for, and if there's anybody to assist this woman with this leg healing. I mean, there's just so much that comes along with this that would not have been there had this woman been allowed to defend herself. And y'all, I'm gonna try to find this video. You should have seen the way this girl was hitting this woman all in her face. And all she was doing like this and was trying to back up. And another teacher came out of her classroom that was across the hall and was trying to break it up. But at that point, the original teacher had already gotten beat up and failed. So again, the question is, should teachers be able to fight students if the students assault them first? Y'all drop that in the comments and let's talk about it.